Hi guys, welcome back to Spars Outdoors. I was just sitting here at the table and looking at my daughter's. She got her Euro back. McNabb's did a real good job on this. That's her youth hunt buck. Look at the brow tines on that thing, man. That's a heck of a buck for a young girl like my daughter. Shoot, 12 years old and shooting studs, man. Teaching them young. But anyways, I want to talk a little bit about deer hunting. What's going on right now? There's still bucks chasing does. There's still does coming into heat. People think rut's over. It's not. And then, in December, we get that secondary rut. Even late November into December, we get that secondary rut where them younger does go into heat. So that's coming up too. But right now is a great time to be back on those food sources. This is the time where you want to start, because they, like I said, they lose 20 to 40% of their body weight through that rut, just doing that hardcore chasing until they get in that lockdown phase with that doe and she's ready to lay down or I should say stand still. They're putting that feed bag on, building that body mass back up because they know that secondary rut's coming, and then they're going to put the feed bag on again right through to the end of the deer season. A lot of our bucks that we ain't seeing on camera, everybody's thinking they all got shot. A lot of them have, but a lot of them have not. They're still around. Don't worry. It happens every year. All of a sudden, boom, you'll see that buck that you had on your trail camera. Deer will move 5 miles a day during the rut or more after a hot doe or in search of a hot doe. So, again, let's get back on the hunt, the edges of those ag fields. Anywhere you have food source that them deer were hitting early season, if there's still food there, they're going to hit it right now. Anywhere there's food. I can't stress it enough. You want to hunt the food sources right now. You're going to want to be hunting the edges of those ag fields where there's leftover crops. You're going to want to be hunting where there's alfalfa or winter wheat or whatever. Whatever it may be in your area, hunt those food sources. You'll still catch bucks cruising does, for sure. You'll still catch them cruising that inside 20, 30 yards. Like I said before, out there scent checking those does. They're still going to do rut activity because there's still bucks that are, there's still does that didn't get bred, and them bucks are going to be looking for them does. But I'm telling you right now, their main focus right now is they want to eat. They want food. They want to build that body mass back up. So, I hope everybody's had a great season so far. The Spar family, again, we're blessed year after year after year to be able to get the whitetails that we do get. But we put a lot of time, a lot of effort. We spend all year in the woods, and that's how I'm always learning. You learn new things every year. Every year you learn new things. I find new bedding areas. I've learned something. And the best time to find those bedding areas is after deer season. In the dead of winter, you go and you find those doe bedding areas, those buck bedding areas. You just find the bedding areas that you didn't even know existed. Just walk the property. It don't matter if you spook them after season, right? So just get out there and walk around. I mean, it does matter, but after season, you got a whole big period where you can push that deer out and he'll come back to his home range no matter what. But you get out there and you find those doe bedding areas. Your doe bedding areas and your buck bedding areas are different. You want to hunt, people think, well, man, I want to hunt the buck bedding areas. You want to hunt a bedding area, period, early season, you want to get close to. You don't want to hunt the bedding area, because if you could, we'd all love to. You can't. You bump them out of there. You spook them with your buck. You've turned that deer away from that area. That they don't get big being dumb. But you're going to want to hunt the edges of those as close as you can without bumping those deer. So if you find a nice bedding area and you're like, man, I didn't even know this existed. And it happens every year with me, so I'm sure it happens with a lot of you guys. Like, wow, I found this spot I didn't even know was here. That's when you're finding them after season. You'll see where all these deer are laying down. You'll find their beds in the snow, and it blows your mind. And then you start thinking of ways how you're going to get close to that without bumping those deer, and you're going to want to get in there and start clearing stuff out after season, and then all the way up until you're going to want to kind of back out. You're going to want to have it all cleaned and ready and not have to touch it again in July. So you got August, September, and then boom, you go in October, and your spot's already clear. You can sneak in and out of there without bumping those deer. You get them ready now, and then when the weeds start growing, you go in there and you got to keep up on it, and then you can get close to them doe bedding areas without bumping them deer out of there. And them, or I should say deer bedding areas, but I keep going to doe bedding areas because that's what I like to hunt the edge of, because come rut, I'm setting right in that buck's his love zone, and when I'm in his love zone, I'm going to see deer that come from miles away. You know, deer that I haven't had on camera, not my local deer, not my core area or my home range deer. I'm going to see deer that's somebody's like, man, where'd my big 10 point go I had on camera all September and October? Them summer pattern deer don't mean shit. I mean, they do, but they don't. That you could have deer in the summer that's gone. You know, they've moved on to their home range, their core area. A home range of a deer is huge. You know, it could be, well, I can't say that. It could be anywhere from 300 yards to 5 miles, his home range. A core area is much more compact and small. His core area is where you want to be close to. Now, let's get back to that summer pattern stuff. Don't mean nothing. You could have deer in the summer all over the place, and then come deer season, well, where'd all my deer go? That they went back to their home range. You know, they transition from their summer pattern into their fall pattern, and then into the winter patterns, and then it's like us, you know. As the season has changed, we're doing different things. It's the same thing with the white-tailed deer. So you're gonna want to get out and do all the scouting after season, and that's what helps us have great success in the deer woods. It's that after season stuff that we do, and before season stuff that we do. And there's a man you can watch. His name's Jeff Sturgis. That man is Mr. Whitetail. I don't care what anybody says. That man knows whitetail deer like no other. Jeff is an amazing bow hunter. He's right here from Michigan. He hunts other states as well. I'm not going to get too much into him, but check him out at Whitetail Habitat Solutions, Jeff Sturgis. I learned a lot about my food plots, my licking branch, and my mock scrapes. I learned a lot of stuff through Jeff. I was hanging those vines in those mock scrapes back when I was 12, 13 years old, before I even knew Jeff Sturgis existed. And then he kind of come out, you know, and I started watching him, and I'm like, holy cow, this man's somebody I'm going to watch, because he's doing a lot of things that I know work. Instead of watching these fakes on, you know, I'm not going to get into it. Instead of watching the fakes, I'm listening to this guy, and he's doing a lot of things that I was, you know, learning myself growing up. So I knew he'd be the one that I'd want to watch. You know, Jeff Sturgis knows his stuff, and like I said, check Jeff Sturgis out, man. Subscribe to his page too. He probably don't even know I exist, but I hope he sees this and he's like, hey, thanks, Spars Outdoors, you know. But yeah, Jeff Sturgis taught me a lot of stuff. He's a smart man. But anyways, them after season deer scouting, finding those bedding areas you didn't know existed, will help your hunting in the next year's season. So, like I said, right now, them deer are putting that feed bag on, still checking for them does that didn't get bred, and then they're waiting on that secondary rut to come up. So stay focused on the food right now. That's where you want to be. You want to be within that 30-yard edge of that field, or you want to be set up right on the food source, you know. So good luck out there. Shoot straight, stay safe, and thanks again for watching Spars Outdoors.